BTS Jimin shocked. Jungkook says the craziest thing in front of all soldiers. What happened? ***, have you ever imagined what it feels like to be in the middle of hundreds of disciplined soldiers in training, only for the atmosphere to shift drastically because of one sentence from a global idol? That's exactly what happened in the 5th Division, where 2 BTS members, Jungkook and Jimin, are fulfilling their military service. Their days went on as usual: intense training, strict discipline, and no special treatment. But in one unexpected moment, Jungkook uttered something that left all the soldiers speechless. As usual, the training session was intense. The soldiers were undergoing endurance exercises that demanded them to keep moving, even as their bodies reached their limits. Sweat dripped, breaths were heavy, and exhaustion crept onto their faces. The atmosphere became even tenser as instructors kept applying both mental and physical pressure. Everyone was focused on completing the session as best as they could. But suddenly, in the silence after the grueling training, Jungkook's voice echoed through the room, leaving everyone frozen in place. ***, what we're doing here is not just for ourselves, but for those we left behind at home. For a moment, no one moved. No one spoke. That sentence hit every person in the room hard, awakening something greater than mere exhaustion or the urge to give up. Soldiers who had previously bowed their heads in fatigue now looked at Jungkook with a mix of shock and admiration. Even Jimin, standing not far from him, was visibly stunned, his eyes wide. No one expected an idol, previously known for his angelic voice and fluid dance moves on stage, to deliver words so powerful and inspiring. But Jungkook didn't stop there. Still catching his breath, but speaking with unwavering conviction, he continued, ***, we all have a reason for being here. If I can get through this, so can you. ***, a soldier standing behind him suddenly started clapping, followed by another, and within seconds, the entire room erupted in loud applause. Some soldiers were even seen holding back tears. Jungkook's words weren't just motivation. They were a reminder that they were all part of something bigger than just physical training. Jimin, who had witnessed it all, could only take a deep breath before finally saying in a slightly trembling voice, ***, I'm proud to stand here with you, Jungkook.** Silence fell again, but this time not out of shock, rather, from a deep emotional connection. Everyone could feel the strong bond between these 2 BTS members, not just as bandmates, but as brothers who had been through so much together. After that incident, the atmosphere in the 5th Division changed drastically. Soldiers who once looked weary now showed a newfound determination. They began recalling Jungkook's words whenever they faced difficult training sessions. Some even joked, ***, if a superstar like Jungkook can handle this without complaining, why can't we?" The officers overseeing the training also noticed this change. They never expected that the presence of 2 BTS members would not only attract media attention but also have a real impact on the soldiers' mentality. One commander even approached Jungkook and patted his shoulder, saying, ***, your words meant a lot to them. Even for us officers, hearing such spirit from a new recruit is something extraordinary." However, even though they started earning a place in the hearts of their fellow soldiers, their journey didn't become any easier. In fact, after this incident, expectations for Jungkook and Jimin became even higher. Many soldiers quietly observed whether they could truly maintain that spirit in even tougher situations. The biggest challenge came a few weeks later when they were scheduled for survival training in extreme conditions. No assistance, insufficient food, and 48 hours of endurance relying solely on the skills they had learned. On the first night, temperatures dropped drastically. Some soldiers began losing their motivation. But, as he had already demonstrated before, Jungkook refused to give up. He used branches and leaves to build a shelter, even offering his portion to weaker soldiers. Jimin, on the other hand, took on the role of a quiet motivator. He didn't speak much, but his presence provided comfort to those starting to lose hope. However, just as the training was nearing its end, something even more shocking happened. One soldier in Jungkook's team suffered severe cramps due to dehydration. He could barely walk, and the situation grew critical. Without a second thought, Jungkook did something that left everyone speechless. He lifted the soldier onto his back and kept walking, even though it meant slowing himself down. The officers overseeing the training could only nod in admiration. Other soldiers who witnessed the event gained even more respect for Jungkook, not because of his idol status, but because of his courage and sincerity as a comrade. After the incident, a soldier named MJ said, "I never thought an idol like Jungkook could have such a strong mentality. We were all at our limits, but he reminded us that our purpose here is greater than just completing training." Since that moment, I felt more energized. Jimin also began showing extraordinary leadership qualities. He made sure no one was left behind or felt isolated. Though he wasn't as vocal as Jungkook, his dedication to training was enough to inspire those around him. What started as an ordinary training day in the 5th Division had now turned into an inspiring story for many. No one knew what surprises lay ahead, but one thing was certain. Jungkook and Jimin's presence in the military was not just about fulfilling their duty. They had become part of a new family there, proving that spirit and determination can change everything. Now, many are wondering, could this be just the beginning of something bigger? Will Jungkook and Jimin continue to make such an impact throughout their service? One thing is clear, the 5th Division is no longer just an ordinary military training ground. It is a place where spirit, determination, and brotherhood grow stronger than ever before. And it all started with one simple sentence from Jungkook. #, is this really true? Jungkook and Jimin's military story. Fact or sensation? After reading this incredible story about Jungkook and Jimin in the 5th Division, one major question arises. Is this really true, or just an exaggerated tale to attract media attention? On one hand, it's undeniable that BTS is a globally influential group. Whatever they do always becomes a hot topic, including the time when 2 of their members enlisted in the military. Jungkook and Jimin, 2 K-pop icons, joined hundreds of other soldiers without special treatment. They faced the same physical and mental challenges. But is it really possible that they made such a huge impact just through motivational words and heroic actions? Let's think for a moment. In the entertainment industry, narratives are often shaped to maintain an artist's image. The story of Jungkook carrying an exhausted soldier or Jimin giving silent motivation sounds like a scene from a movie. However, on the other hand, we know that BTS is not just any ordinary group. They have a long history of inspiring millions worldwide through hard work, sincerity, and determination. It's possible that this story is true but amplified by the media to make it even more impressive. What about the sources of this information? This article is based on reports from various media, including online news sources and videos circulating on YouTube. However, we also know that not everything on the internet can be completely trusted. Many news stories are written with a certain perspective to increase engagement or even to create hype among fans.
So, what do you think?
Is this a true story that reveals a different side of Jungkook and Jimin in the military? Or is it just a fabricated tale designed to maintain their image in the public eye? Is it possible for an idol to have such a profound impact in a tough military environment? Or is the media simply shaping the narrative to make this story more dramatic? As critical readers, you surely have your own opinions. Does this story move you? Or does it raise doubts? Are there concrete proofs aside from entertainment media reports and YouTube videos? Regardless of whether this story is true or not, one thing is certain. Jungkook and Jimin remain in the spotlight, even when they are far from the stage and cameras. Now, it's your turn to share your thoughts. Is this real inspiration or just pure sensation? Leave a comment or join the discussion.